Good morning, Facebook family and YouTube subscribers. Today is Monday. It is December the 8th of 2014. So for the past week or two, for the past 2 weeks since the verdict in Ferguson, Missouri, the grand jury's decision not to indict Officer Darren Wilson, who's now retired. So he's really just civilian Darren Wilson at this point. And then last week, in Staten Island, New York, the police department, the prosecutor's department office in Staten Island decided not to indict the police officers involved in the choking death of Eric Garner. So everybody's upset. And then all across America, you have thousands and thousands of people who've gotten up and out on the streets and are protesting. They're marching, they're angry. They want justice for Eric Garner. They feel the video was enough evidence to indict these police officers or police officer for choking an unarmed man and killing him. Makes sense. So they're marching up and down the streets all over the United States. And there are marches really literally taking place around the world about these incidents. And it's not just Eric Garner and Michael Brown. There's the incident in Ohio, 2 incidents in Ohio, the 12-year-old kid getting shot and killed, the man in Walmart getting shot and killed because he's holding a fake gun. None of these officers have been charged with a crime or even dealt with other than a few days off from work. And most of these people, even when they get a few days off from work, they're still getting paid. So we're going to have, something has to change how we go about policing the police. That's how I see it. Now, so we got all these people marching, protesting all night long, up and down the streets, walking for miles. But just a few weeks ago, with the election, it was the lowest turnout in 72 years. And the lowest turnout in a political election, and with all this heated stuff going on, in 72 years. People just didn't come out to the polls. They did not come out and vote. And in New York, an astounding only 28% of the registered voters in New York, the state of New York, I don't know about New York City, but in the state of New York, only 28% of the registered voters came out to vote. So when you only got 28% of the people in a state like New York, and I think of New York, I think smart, intelligent, educated people who live up north, compared to Mississippi or Alabama, where people might think that their voting them going to the polls and voting doesn't matter. But in New York, the state of New York, only 28%, you can look it up in the New York Times, 28% of the people showed up to vote who were registered to vote. Now, marching, protesting. What do these people think they will accomplish with this marching and protesting? What? You don't want to vote. You don't want to come out to the polls and participate in the political process. But you think walking around at midnight, all right, 6, 7, 8 o'clock, whatever, blocking traffic is going to accomplish something? In 2014, there's a process. Let me give you a good example. 20 years ago, when I first heard the term gay marriage, I was like, gay marriage? And I'm a black gay man. But 20 years ago, when I first heard the term gay marriage, I remember thinking, this will never fly. This ain't gonna happen. I was wrong. Look around you. Gay marriage is it's state by state, one at a time. Gay marriage laws are being taken down and removed, and gay marriage is being legalized in every state, one by one. This is interesting, huh? Because they didn't protest or march down streets at 12 midnight to get gay marriage legalized. They used the court system and the judicial system and the political process to get laws overturned and remove legalizing gay marriage. Interesting, huh? How in 20 years or less, gay marriage is legal in quite maybe, I don't know, 20, 30, 20 something states, or I don't know, I'm not really sure. I should have did my research first. But in enough states that I know enough to know that in my lifetime, every state in the United States will eventually have gay marriage will be legal before I die. Now, let's look at the problem with the police. This problem didn't just start yesterday. This has been going on for decades. Decades. That the police have overused their power and abused their power. And it has ended in the untimely deaths of hundreds of people. Now we have to use the political process and the judicial system to change this. This is the only way we're going to be able to change this. So now we got all these people rallied together. They're out, they're protesting, they're angry. Everybody wants to participate. Now we need to figure out how to move forward. What's the next step to getting laws put in place to police the police? To police the prosecutor's department and stop them from being able to not indict police officers, because it all boils down to the prosecutors. The prosecutors are not going to prosecute their police. They're not going to go after their own police department. So we need to have another organization put in place strictly to police the police departments across America. And I think it needs to be some type of federal organization. So we need to change some laws and do some things differently this time around. Which goes back to the marching and protesting. It sounds good, looks great on the 5 o'clock news. But what will it accomplish? What will it accomplish? What will they achieve with these protests? What? I think it's great that people are getting out, speaking their mind, letting their voice be heard. But if we're not doing it through the political process, if we're not doing it through the judicial system, what will we achieve? What? I think black, in particular African Americans, need to take a look at the gay rights organizations and how they've achieved success in changing things. They've achieved a great deal of success by working together and creating political organizations to work for their benefit. Something African Americans still don't understand for some reason. We don't want to participate in the American political system or the judicial system. We don't want to run for office. We don't want to vote. Still, I vote every election. I'm the only person in my entire family who does so. Just me. One person. But if we got more people involved in the political process, if we got people more involved in the judicial system, if we got more blacks involved in running for office and seeking election, we could make some serious changes. But we got to understand and believe that we can make this happen. And it can happen. But it's going to require some work. So all those marches and protesters, that's great. But now we got to get this movement put into something a little bit more concrete, so that we can have success and really achieve and accomplish something to end the violence by the police taking place in our communities nationwide. So anyway, that's just how I feel. It's my opinion. If you like my videos, please click like, share them with family members and friends. I look forward to reading your comments. Give me your thoughts about how we can take all these thousands of people across the United States and move forward like the Tea Party. They started off as protesters and they moved it into a political organization. And they actually got their candidates elected into political office. See, we gotta participate. We can make it happen, but we gotta believe and participate in something that we know is tangible, that we can get candidates that represent us in our communities. I'm going on about this. Anyway, I'm out. Enjoy your Monday, and I look forward to reading you guys' comments. Bye.